and welcome. That's weird. Oh, there we go. There we go. We'll just give this a little bit of time. And wait for the guests to show up. Yeah. Because they do. Eventually. So, let's begin this, I guess. Hello and welcome to the Oregon Motivation Center. I am Blaine. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, a mindset coach, and a board member of the Oregon Hypnotherapy Association. And today we're going to explore hypnosis in a question and answer sort of format. Disclaimer, this is for relaxation and self-improvement and educational purposes only. It's not medical advice and not a substitute for therapy, diagnosis, or treatment. Do not participate while driving or operating machinery. If you do choose to take part, you acknowledge that you're responsible for your own well-being and participation. If you have any medical or psychological concerns, please consult a licensed healthcare professional. Participation in this session implies your consent to relaxation and positive visualization techniques. Hypnosis is not magic or some sort of spell. If you do not choose to participate, it will not have an effect on you. At least no more than a normal conversation does. Direct your mind, set your intention to reach your goals with the Oregon Motivation Center. Take a deep breath, get comfortable, let's begin the journey. Let's see, I was going to explore this co-host option. Multi-guest. There are none. Allow requests from viewers. Yeah, I guess if someone wants to come up and have a conversation, we can do that too. Actually, why not see this? How do I request up? That's a good question for ChatGPT. Bottom left button, it's like two faces. Request to join. Hello. Can you hear me?
this one. Huh.
Well, that's all. I mute them. You can
Invite them to unmute.
Hi.
Why isn't this audio working? That's really weird. That is how it works.
So if anyone
Wants to join live and have a conversation about it, go ahead and request up. Figured out how to do that.
That was pretty cool. What audio is this coming through? Okay, this is Samson speaking. That's good. Well, that was fun. So if anyone wants to join, go ahead and request up. I know all of you out there are just biting at the bit. Hello, world. Every person carries within them a landscape of memory, imagination, and potential. A private world that shapes how they think, feel, and live. For most, that world remains unseen, operating quietly in the background. Has habits, instincts, and emotional patterns. But with the right kind of attention, that inner world can be visited, explored, and reshaped. That is what hypnosis allows us to do. Despite what popular media suggests, hypnosis is not a matter of control or surrender. It is not about someone else taking control over your mind. It's about learning to communicate with your own deeper systems. Let's see. Yeah. There are 4 states of consciousness. For simplicity's sake, I'll describe the consciousness through 4 basic states: beta, alpha, theta, and delta. These are defined in ways that can be measured by devices, like an EEG. Beta is 13 to 30 hertz, alpha is 8 to 12 hertz, theta is 4 to 7 hertz, and delta is 0.5 to 3 hertz. The beta state is our wide-awake, problem-solving state. Alpha is a natural daydreaming state. Theta is a much deeper state where you're able to go into a sort of waking dream. And delta is sleep. Yeah. Hypnosis is a form of meditation. It is, generally outwardly guided, but the point is going down to that theta state, and while you're there, having experiences that reshape your neural connections so that you become a different person. Yeah. When someone is guided into hypnosis, they aren't under anything. They are immersed, consciously stepping into the theater of the mind, where feelings and images and ideas can be rehearsed safely inside that space. A person can simulate new experiences so completely that the nervous system records them as real. A confident presentation, a peaceful night's sleep, or the release of an old habit can be all experienced first in theta, where the body feels it, the emotions live it, and the mind accepts it as truth. We often treat the imagination as pretend. But the nervous system doesn't see it that way. When you imagine biting into a lemon, your mouth will salivate or react to the sourness of the lemon that you imagine. When you picture a loved one in danger, your heart raises, the body responds to imagery and genuine physiological changes. We often treat the imagination as pretend, but we're supposed to see it. Okay. This is how hypnotic experiences can be so profound. When guided skillfully, the mind rehearses new behaviors and emotional responses with such richness that they begin to unfold naturally in normal waking life. Hypnosis then is not a departure from normal awareness. It is a gentle descent from the surface noise of the beta state, that 13 to 30 hertz range, down to the imaginative current of theta, the 4 to 7 hertz. Any questions so far about hypnosis or what you can do or what it is? I use the term non-conscious instead of unconscious just because it's not a separate consciousness, it's just things that you're not aware of. How the non-conscious parts of your mind learn. They learn from experiences. That's why telling yourself I should be calm rarely works, but imagining yourself calm, breathing it, feeling it, rehearsing it does help. The deeper the non-conscious mind updates its patterns when it encounters vivid new experiences. This is the key to hypnotic change. In hypnosis, we generate experiences rich enough to educate the non-conscious mind, the non-conscious parts of your mind. We don't command it, we demonstrate, we show it through sensory imagination, through imagined sensory experiences, what peace, confidence, or release feels like, and it adapts accordingly. So, the technique I'm working on right now, I'm calling the Museum of the Mind. It has a number of exercises inside of it, but the idea is that you use the theme of a museum to represent the difficulty someone's having in their own life, and you make changes to those representations that they create. Understanding consciousness is only the beginning. If the first part of this explains how hypnosis works, this part shows you what to do with it. Here we begin building and exploring the Museum of the Mind, the symbolic framework that transforms guided imagery into an organized, repeatable process for change. The museum is not simply a fantasy, it's a map of awareness. It gives the imagination structure, corridors to walk, rooms to explore, doors to open when you are ready, each space within it corresponding to a function of the mind: reflection, storage, creation, integration. By working with this structure, we can guide the non-conscious with clarity and respect, allowing insight and transformation to emerge naturally. So in this conversation, you'll learn how to build and enter your museum through hypnotic induction and orientation. There'll be quick bits of these for exploring the gallery of life, access to the vault of the mind, walk the timeline wing, rehearse transformation in the prospective hall, and integrate all of this in the chamber of transformation and return through the process of stillness, containment, and renewal. So we have building the museum. You can imagine walking through a grand building filled with lights, textures, and sounds, every hallway open into a different room. Some warm and familiar, others quiet and strange. Paintings shimmer with memories, sculptures hum with feeling. Each exhibit tells a story about who you've been, who you are, and who you might yet become. This is the Museum of the Mind. A simple prompt like allow your mind to create a place that represents the landscape of your experiences, a place that you can walk through safely and clearly. All right, so the architecture of the museum is whatever you want it to be, really. But I have provided certain ideas about what can be in there and what they're for, what they do. So first stop is the entry hall of the Museum of your Mind, arrival and intention. Arrival and intention. The entry hall is the threshold, the first breath after the outer world quiets. Here you cross from the noise of ordinary awareness into the focused calm of inner exploration. It is not about falling asleep or losing control. It is about arriving at the present moment, arriving at yourself. In the entry hall, awareness begins to soften. The mind naturally reorients inward, noticing breath, weight, and space. The lighting in this imagined place often feels calm and balanced, neither bright or dim, but comfortable. Before moving deeper, you pause to remember why you came here. What do you hope to understand, release, or create? So whatever thing the client is there for, that's what you discuss and figure out what they want to experience. The entry hall will listen. It aligns itself with the hypnotee's inner architecture around their intention, ensuring that every experience that follows unfolds on surface of that aim. There is the gallery of life. So, just beyond the entrance hall, you can step into the gallery of life. This is a vast exhibition where your experiences are displayed as works of art. Each painting, sculpture, or light installation represents a pattern, emotion, or moment from your life story. This is where awareness becomes curiosity. You're not reliving the past, you are viewing it safely and clearly. Remember that once felt overwhelming now appears as an exhibit behind soft glass. You can approach or step back as needed. In the gallery, judgment dissolves. Every piece, joyful or painful, was created for a reason. Some taught protection, others connection. Even the dim corners hold meaning. As you observe, the non-conscious mind begins to reveal the patterns that shaped your life. What repeats, what heals, what's ready to change. You might find yourself polishing old frames, restoring color to faded images, or curating a new display that honors who you are becoming. This simple act of witnessing your own art with compassion begins a process of transformation. And then there's also the vault of the mind. This is a place where memory, belief, and reorganization are. The inner archive that stores your beliefs, emotions, imprints, and long-term memories. It's quiet and protected. The vault ensures that nothing is lost, only preserved until you're ready to understand it differently. Maybe just only preserved. Inside, you may sense shelves of glowing records, boxes of old experiences, or crystalline spheres holding entire moments of your life. It's not a place of re-traumatization, it's a space of safety and order. Here you can retrieve a memory, view it with new awareness, and refile it under understanding rather than pain. Yeah. Any questions about hypnosis or hypnotherapy or how it can help? I can repeat my preamble, that's fine. Hello and welcome to the Organ Motivation Center. I am Blaine, a certified hypnotherapist and mindset coach. I'm also a board member for the Oregon Hypnotherapy Association, and today I'm talking about relaxation and hypnotic experiences. As a disclaimer, this is a session for relaxation, self-improvement, educational purposes. It's not medical advice and not substitute for therapy, diagnosis, or treatment. Don't participate while driving or operating machinery. But by choosing to take it part, you acknowledge that you're responsible for your own well-being and participation. If you have any medical or psychological concerns, please consult a licensed healthcare professional. Participation in the session implies your consent to relaxation and positive visualization techniques. Hypnosis is not magic or some sort of spell. If you do not choose to participate, it will not have an effect on you. At least no more than normal conversation does. The induction part is actually really simple. It's not like in movies or TV shows. It's just about going from that beta brain state of 13 to 30 down to alpha and then down to theta. Again, the alpha state is 8 to 12 hertz and theta is 4 to 7 hertz. When you get down into that state, you'll feel yourself drop down because it's that state of almost asleep where you can kick awake. So that same sort of dreaming state is what you experience. The main technique I use for induction is about attention focusing and progressive relaxation. So it's all about being immersed in the internal experience that you're having, letting go of the external experience, and directing yourself through a waking dream. In that waking dream, you have experiences that are real enough that they cause real neural changes inside of your own brain. So, if you have watched this and been interested, please contact me or reach out to the organmotivationcenter.com. Every idea or exercise is meant in the hope that you would come to know your own mind more deeply and learn to meet it with curiosity rather than trying to control it. Hypnosis at its heart is a conversation, not only between the conscious and the non-conscious, but between the people who share the desire to grow, to understand and to live with greater peace. By reading or by listening, you've joined that conversation, and I'm grateful. Like and subscribe. I would love to hear any ideas or exercises that you have had. If you feel inspired to share any reflections, insights, or stories with me, you can reach me at the Organ Motivation Center organmotivationcenter@gmail.com or www.organmotivationcenter.com. Yeah. Thank you. This has been fun.